Hi guys. So I wanted to go over this in detail, just in my opinion, about what's going on with Britney Spears because I will, until the end of time, love Britney Spears just as much as she fucking loved Madonna. Anyway, okay, so I mean, yeah, we know what's going on with her book, whatever. But is she doing it just to like exploit people, make money because she's crazy? Payback? No, fuck no. Just like, is she crazy right now? I kind of do this, I feel like, thing, I feel like with her and Doja Cat, I'm not gonna lie, where I'm like, okay, is there something a little off with them and I'm just like having their back because there's a part of them I like? Is it because they're both rising Libras? I see a little bit of myself in them. Yeah, maybe, but also I really don't think they're fucking crazy. Do I think they take things that make them act a little kooky at times? Yeah, I do. 1000%. But that's another video for another time. I think they're both smart women. I don't want to get into Doja Cat. But I think, without getting off topic here, Britney Spears has Mars in the 12th house. For anybody who has Mars in the 12th house, I feel like you guys should know, whether you're a rising Libra or not, what that type of energy can do. You guys have open fucking enemies. Well, I shouldn't say open enemies. It's hidden enemies. And it's just a constant fucking battle. And it's annoying. I don't know. I feel this energy all the time. Anytime I have Mars hitting my 12th house, and it's just always something constantly. And it's usually with men, and it's just very frustrating. So I can only imagine what this is like natally. And I feel like Britney Spears is constantly being targeted. If you just think about her career, the second she came out, think about her versus Christina Aguilera. Like, yeah, people came for, I mean, not only Christina Aguilera, I mean, people attack famous people all the time, but there was a huge difference. Oh my God, the standards were just different. And it always comes down to a rising Libra. And it just is what it is. You have your midhaven in Cancer, so you got the moon energy. Your rising sign is a Venus, so it's like you are expected to be the fucking moon and Venus, strong feminine energy. And if you don't act like this as a woman, ooh, hoo, hoo. Okay, anyway, I am getting off topic here. So let's get to it. Eighth house, if you have this in Taurus, okay, and you have the second house in Scorpio, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, things will come to light if you have Taurus in the eighth house. And at some point, for many reasons, because Venus rules Taurus, and also Taurus rules the throat chakra, speaking, okay? But it may take some time. It is earth energy after all. And it's also fixed, as well as Scorpio. Scorpio is fixed energy, but things like to stay in the dark. And if it's in the second house, you may value your privacy, or you may value, secrets, however you want to look at this. However, she's got Jupiter here in her second house, okay? So it's not only just like your money, your wallet, whatever. So Jupiter, let's look at it. She's got this in 1 degree and she has it in Scorpio. So, if I want to look at this in a short way, and the reason I'm looking at her 8th and her second house when it comes to this book, and well, what's the point? Because when I think about this book, she's pretty much, talking about other people and she's making money off of it, right? So her second house, this is her wallet and she's making money. But yet your 8th house is how you make money, but off of other people. So just to clear the air, this is why I'm looking at these two things. And I feel like the 8th house is all about secrets. And yet again, secrets are being exposed in this book. And I feel like if you have Taurus natally in the 8th house, secrets get exposed at some point, one way or another, especially if you are a rising Libra. Because there is this thing that happens, and this is actually why I mentioned Doja Cat, is because you kind of just get sick and tired of being sick and tired as a rising Libra. You're constantly under pressure to be this beautiful, nice human being because this is what the world expects of you. And it's not necessarily everybody else's fault. It's also the rising Libra's fault because this is what we project into the world. It's what we asked to do in this life. I'm saying we because I'm a rising Libra as well. So I definitely resonate with this. But Libras are known for just being nice. They're known for keeping the peace. They're known for harmony and beauty because Venus rules Libra. And if you do something that such as the opposite of this energy, which is Aries, right? Because we have Libra on the other side. I'm sorry, Aries on the other side of Libra. Just like any other zodiac sign, if you do the opposite of that zodiac sign, there's something like unattractive to that trait. It's something kind of it's like when you meet somebody and you think you know them, and then all of a sudden they stay a little longer, and then they're like, oh, I thought you were like this, but you're really like that. And it's like, no, you just got to meet the rest of my natal chart, which goes for any rising sign, right? So for example, if you're a rising Leo, then that other person is gonna realize you probably in the relationship will act more like an Aquarius, or wherever you have a majority of planets. It doesn't necessarily work like that. Not everything is black or white with astrology. It's just like the midheaven is not always going to be in the 10th house, despite what most people think. So yeah, getting back to this. So Libras, if they start acting Aries-like, so if they start thinking for themselves, if they start thinking about themselves, if they start fighting with people, if they start fighting for a cause that they believe in, but not something that most people believe in, then it's like all of a sudden they're very unattractive. And most people in society don't realize this. So this is what she does when society looks at Britney Spears as like, oh my God, you are so disgusting. You are so unattractive right now. You are crazy. And obviously apply common sense. I'm not talking about the times where like maybe she needed, some time alone. Maybe she should not have done this. Maybe she should not have done that, like apply common sense here. I'm just saying that there were definitely a lot more things throughout her career that we judged her on that were not fair. Again, Libra comes to justice. What's fair? What is harmony? What is balanced? And it was definitely not fair for her throughout her whole career. Anytime we saw her with a cigarette in her hand at 19 years old, oh my God, there she goes again. Oh my God, she's drinking. Oh my God, did she get breast implants? Her boobs look slightly bigger. I know she's not 20 years old. It's just like the dumbest things. It's like she is, a beautiful young girl still growing, and anyway. So her second house, how she makes money. She's got Jupiter here. Whatever Jupiter touches, it expands upon, right? So it's in 1 degree. So let's go to the first house. And the reason I'm going to the first house is because it's in 1 degree. Well, what do we have in her first house that rules her first house? It's Libra. What rules Libra? Venus. Venus rules, besides beauty, harmony, it also rules money, right? And if we go back to the second house, what rules her second house? Pluto. Pluto, one way of looking at this is boss, right? So far we have Venus and we have Pluto in aspect with how she makes her money. And funny enough, we have Pluto in her first house, okay? And we have Pluto in an Aries degree. We have it in 25 degrees. So it's in a high degree. It is in a boss leader-like energy, okay? So how does she make her money? Well, and then we also have Saturn here, which does talk about restrictions, talks about boundaries, and she has it in a Libra degree. She has it in the highest Libra degree, 19. It's exalted here. So she knows how to hold herself back, literally hold herself back in order to keep the peace, in order to keep people happy. Mainly, I'm going to say it, men, okay? But mainly when we think of zodiac signs, I'm just going to talk general energy. Libra would be the woman, Aries would be the man. Now, I'm an Aries, obviously, I'm not a man. Energetically, there's a lot of masculine energy going on here. But so we're talking about the fact that she can, even though she is a boss, right? This is what Pluto is saying in her first house. She, when you see her, there is something very powerful about her. There is something also mysterious about her, something you can't help, but you can't not look away. That's something, when Pluto's in the first house, there is something mysterious about somebody. There's something you're always going to be curious about. They're going to come off as secretive. You're just going to want to know more about that person. But she's got Saturn here, so she is going to hold herself back. And it's going to be linked to her seventh house, Aries, partnerships, relationships. Mainly, it has to do with either fiery type of people or the masculine. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because it connects back to this book. She is exposing people that she's gotten into fights with in that has to do with business, partnerships, and love. And that's what the seventh house speaks of, partnerships, as well as relationships, right? And this is where she's making her money. Are you guys following this so far? So let me say this again. Her second house is her wallet, how she makes her money, and it's in Scorpio. What rules Scorpio? It's Pluto. Pluto happens to be in her first house, and it's in 25 degrees. 25 degrees is an Aries degree. It also belongs in the first house as well. First house is also in Libra, and she has it in 2 degrees. 2 degrees is known as a powerful degree. It's a powerful number. It's a powerful person. Pluto in general is a boss-like energy, one way of looking at it. So when Britney Spears walks into a room, it's not just because, she's Britney Spears, although yeah, forever in time, no matter what this girl does, no matter how quote unquote crazy she gets, she will always have this power, this magnetism, because this is what Pluto does in the first house to people. That, oh my God, it's Britney Spears. People will just forget that she's the girl that shaved her fucking head in 2007. Like, yeah, we won't forget. Obviously, we won't forget. Unfortunately, we love you. But like, if she were to step in the room, that's not what you're going to think of. It doesn't matter how many people hate her. And it has to do with so many different things. It has to do with Libra being in her first house. It has to do with the fact that she's a 2-degree person, let alone rising. And I think midheaven, right? Oh my God, that's crazy. Saturn, she's got it. Not only is it I can't think of the word. Sorry, exalted. But then she's got it in the highest Libra degree. So she can be really diplomatic despite how she may have these, and I'm not talking about how she's been acting with these videos lately. She can hold herself back. Like when I think back to that whole, when her and Justin like broke up or whatever, like, listen, I feel like people were not paying attention to what the fuck was going on. And I know I'm going to come off some kind of way here. Justin was the one exposing her in his, artistic type of way, but he was talking about it. He was what? Okay, so people hate Taylor Swift because what does she do? She sings about love, ex-lovers, whatever, which is what every musician does. 9 out of 10 musicians do this. There's nothing wrong with it, but whatever. People want to hate on her for it. But this is exactly what Justin was doing back in what, 2003, 2004. And what was Britney doing back then? Like, I mean, literally, how did she respond to it? Does anybody remember? Because I do. She didn't. She held herself back. Like, she really wasn't saying anything. If anything, you thought this girl was sad. Like, eventually she came out. She did her Diane Sawyer interview. She broke down. And that you were like, oh no, it was awkward. And then now that just came out in her own words, why she broke down. Apparently, she wasn't prepared for that interview, which is insane to me. But it's believable. It's completely believable. And why it's believable, again, I don't want to get off topic here, but her father showing up in her first house. We got number 2, again, a powerful degree. Venus in Libra. I mean, Venus rules Libra, talks about money. Saturn, 19 degrees, a diplomat. Pluto, 25 degrees, a leader. Talks about past karma. But again, it's talking about money here. And she has said this several times about her father. And Aries can talk about arguments in partnerships and relationships. So if her father or mother, right, was managing her back then, because there's something here about a partnership, possibly managing her. And I'm saying that because it's in Libra, partnerships, Saturn being in 19 degrees, holding her back possibly. It could have been to get, people to feel for her or to get control over her money, to show some type of emotional distraught in her, that she is not emotionally capable, which is so sad and crazy. But honestly, when she's got 0 degrees going on in the 8th house. So anything's possible. It takes on the truest form of that. And again, you have Venus ruling the 8th house here. Again, it talks about money. So it's definitely possible for sure that she could have been set up by her own family to make her seem that crazy, just so they can control her finances, because she had so much of it. Yeah. So anyway, so is she intentionally doing this to expose, people, to be malicious, to be mean, to be spiteful, and just make money off of it? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that she's making money off of it, but she's making money off of it to speak her fucking truth. When you have Taurus in the 8th house, this means, like I said before, a light at some point in time will be shown in the things that are not seen. So I natally have this as well. The planets I have in my 8th house are closer to Gemini, so they take on Gemini energy, but I have my 8th house in Taurus. So it's like, even health-wise, I have this for the most part, knock on wood. Things come to light that can't be seen, or like things going on behind my back. And then it depends on a spiritual level how you decide as a rising Libra to go about exposing these things. It really depends karmically, because again, the 8th and the 2nd house talk about karma, big karma. And it's because it links back to Scorpio energy, which I do believe is serious karma. I do as an 8th house person, I do believe that. So, and I think if you go about it correctly, like exposing lies, exposing secrets, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're being clear in your communication and you don't have bad intentions, okay? So if you're going to be manipulative about it, if you're going to be not clear in your communication, if you're going to be confusing to people, um, then there's going to be karma for that. And yeah, and then you know, maybe you'll deal with lawsuits, right? Or, I don't know, maybe something, I'm going to give you a bad example because taxes are spoken about here in the eighth house, right? Maybe you'll have to pay some type of taxes or something with this book that she's doing. And maybe something goes wrong with her accountant, something like that. I think 1000% as a rising Libra, especially because I don't think obviously all rising Libras are innocent. I think we're all human. I think I know me myself, I definitely have fucked up and I thought, oh, because I got fucked over, like I'm doing the right thing by exposing, people because they thought they were going to get away with it. And it's like, I I didn't go about it the right way. And I thought I was going about it the right way. And it's like, no, no, you didn't. So it's like, okay, so I got my own karma there. So with Britney, I feel like when you think back in time, did she ever really expose all these shitty fucking people? Again, Mars in her 12th house. If you just look up Mars in the 12th house, it's really a difficult placement. It's not even a difficult placement with enemies behind your back, but it's also just a hard placement in general. I feel like mentally, like there's always like a battle within yourself. I mean, I feel like the good part about it is being mentally disciplined. I feel like, especially because she has it in Virgo, this makes sense to me that she's usually always in shape. I think she only had like one time, maybe twice in her life where she was like, she gained weight. And it's like, yeah, it made sense, like what she was going through. And I don't know, she was probably on medicine too, or, whatever she was doing. So anyway, I feel like as a rising Libra, you're usually a majority of the time out of your life, you're keeping your mouth fucking shut. Why? Because Taurus, your throat chakra is closed because it's the eighth house secret. It's not only other people's secrets behind your back, but it's also you. It's things that you know about other people because again, this is a light being shined on the eighth house. Usually it's dark here, but when you have Taurus here, things are being constantly exposed to you, not only about yourself, but about other people. When you're a rising Libra, you want to please other people. So usually, most people don't get this about rising Libras. We tend to keep, well, most people definitely wouldn't believe this about me as an Aries, but we usually keep our mouths shut for the most part about the things we know because we want to please. We don't really want to upset people or get people angry or create enemies because then it creates this disharmony and we hate that. We hate that so much and it's so annoying. And look what she has. She has, well, Jupiter is in Scorpio, but it's 1 degree in Scorpio, which means I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. It's close enough to Libra energy that it's going to take on she would definitely resonate with Jupiter in Libra as well. That's all I'm going to say. So if you look at what's going on over here on this side, there's a lot going on, right? But yet over here, there's not much going on, which means she tends to please other people. When you do that, there's going to be some point in your life where you get fed up as fuck with it. And you basically just, you rebel. You do. I don't know how else to say it. You rebel and you end up, instead of creating balance with this Libra Aries energy where you learn to balance this energy out, you please yourself and others and you create this harmony. In order to create that balance, you have to create the imbalance first because there's already a huge imbalance here. You're constantly always pleasing others. And if you look back at her life, that's all she's ever done is do whatever her mom wanted, which was her mom managed her since she was a kid. Obviously, I'm sure Britney wanted to sing and dance and all that. But did she want to do it to the extreme that her mother, like, was doing it? I really, really fucking doubt it. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like I used to watch all those things about her, like on VH1 or those videotapes you could buy back then. And like her mom really overdid it. And Brittany is not the type as a rising Libra to bash her mother, especially that early on when she just entered Hollywood. So she would say that these are things that she wanted to do as a child. But, I'm seeing that in the fourth house, Capricorn, Venus, and also Moon in Aquarius, that probably wasn't 100% true. I mean, yeah, did she want to be famous? 100%. Did she, is this what she signed up for? Yeah, I don't doubt it. But I think she was definitely pushed to the max. Fourth house, Capricorn, keep working, Venus, money. And what degree is Venus in? 25. So it goes back to the first house, Pluto and Saturn. And that speaks of the mother. So yeah, I was right there with Saturn. It speaks of the father and the mother. I don't know. I just don't get good energy from either one of those two. Speaking of the mother and the father, that is. So, my point here is that she's been battling this energy of trying to, figure out what she likes, what she doesn't like, and while at the same time trying to maybe make other people happy. I don't know who those people would be. She may not be there yet. She may still be in that Aries energy where she's just doing whatever the fuck she wants. It kind of seems that way, to be honest with you. She may still be on that journey. I'd have to look at her progress chart. Yeah, she kind of comes off that way to me. I don't feel like she's trying to balance out this Libra, Aries energy just yet. And good for her. I mean, why should she? Look at how long she worked for. Look at how long she was bashed in. Look how long she's still being bashed, like in the public eye for. It's not right. I mean, we've been criticizing her up in her business, questioning her on things that we had no right questioning her. I mean, asking her if she was a virgin at, God, how old? 16, 17 years old. Were we asking Christina Aguilera these things? Why were we even comparing her to Christina Aguilera? I mean, there were other singers back then. And I know just like those were the two that were like the top famous, but it was just kind of disgusting what we were doing and like the standards we were holding for Britney. And it's like, why? And, but yeah, getting back to the whole Justin Timberlake thing too, how he was out there, pretty much like with this music video, pretty much insinuating she cheated, right? And she wasn't commenting on it. She was staying quiet. Why was she staying quiet? Because of this Libra energy, just wanting to, please, believe it or not. And this is a thing rising Libras do, where even when people hurt us, I feel like we still have love. And look, she even has it, Venus in Capricorn and then Saturn in Libra. So she restricts herself, especially when it comes to relationships. Nowadays, she may not come off that way because, again, she's embodying that Aries energy and she's fucking sick of the bullshit with the Mars in the 12th house. And it's in Virgo. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the mind. And communication and thoughts. So she is just, and Virgo, I feel like is very smart energy. So she's just sick of the fucking fake ass people that are constantly pretending to be her friend because Mars rules Aries, right? So Aries rules her 7th house. This is supposed to be your friends. This is supposed to be her business collaborations, partnerships. Yet they're really her fucking enemies, her frenemies. That sucks. That sucks so much. So her 12th house is ruled by Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. And these are people close to her. Yeah. And they're leaving. Sagittarius energy. She either leaves them or they leave her. Third house is your friends, people you grow up with, people close to you from your local community. That's so fucking sad. I do feel bad for her. I do feel bad for her. And people should be fucking more sympathetic towards her. It's just, it's messed up. I'm just looking at her Lilith. So she's got Lilith in Sagittarius. So she's got this in her third house. She's got it 7 degrees. So it goes to this. That's funny. So yeah, and I feel bad because her emotions, so her moon I'm looking at right now is in 12 degrees and it's in Aquarius. So moon in Aquarius, this means, I mean, I don't like moon in Aquarius. I don't like it because I don't like the ups and downs with it. I feel like, especially because it's your emotions, and I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to offend anybody, but it's just the moon in Aquarius, depending how it's placed, I just don't like anything sudden with the moon. And it just worries me at times. So if I'm looking at Uranus, yeah, she's got it in 0 degrees. And I feel like that just embodies something sudden at any time. And it's in Sagittarius. So her moon is very closely linked, I feel like, with Mars. And is that where that red line? Let's see, actually, the Mars and moon, they're not touching, actually. But they're still connected because she has the moon in 12 degrees and she has Mars in 23 degrees. So Mars is in the 12th house and the moon is in 12 degrees. So what I'm picking up on is regarding her enemies that are people that are close to her. Something sudden, randomly happens out of nowhere, where they betray her, and it's linked because it's in the 5th house to fun, romance, something nice, and then it's like somebody leaves somebody out of nowhere, so it messes with her emotions. And then because the 5th house is linked to the 11th house, the same axis, and we have Leo energy here. Leo energy, I think of fame. And that's also how you make money, right? So we get to see this, unfortunately, unfold. Yeah. All right. I keep getting off topic here, but hopefully you guys were able to follow all this. So how is she making her money? Not how is she making her money, but is she trying to be spiteful? Fuck no. Definitely no. She's literally just trying to really speak her truth. And she is speaking her truth. She really is. When you have Taurus in the 8th house, you are meant to clear past life karma here. Because at one point you were told not to. Whatever you have going on in the 8th house, it has to do with past life karma. And when Taurus is here, it has to do with your throat chakra, especially when you're a rising Libra. It has to do with the fact that, something to do with your feminine energy and being basically told to shut up. And she's got the 2nd house with Scorpio and Jupiter's here, right? So Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and this has to do with her 3rd house. And she's got a stellium in Sagittarius because she is the Sagittarius, right? So we have Uranus, the Sun, Mercury, Neptune. So yeah, Uranus and the Sun and Mercury, a very smart person, somebody who wants to just speak her fucking truth and put the illusions to fucking rest. And that's exactly what she's doing. That's exactly what she's doing. And it came kind of suddenly. I mean, I feel like maybe, yeah, low key we expected it. But at the same time, and she's teaching us, right? It's in the third house. Ninth house is how she appears to the world. So Gemini, she may come off fake. She may come off, there may be duality here. But is it? Mercury, 5 degrees in Aquarius, Uranus energy. I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think that's me being biased. I just don't. I'm not seeing it in her chart. I'm seeing somebody who's just been hurt. Yes, there it is. Chiron in the 8th house and 19 fucking degrees. Relationships, people. Why is she angry? Lilith. The rebellious woman in Sagittarius, 7 degrees, Libra degree again. Because of people close to her. People she's been intimate with, 8th house. She's exposing people who have done her dirty, and she's been quiet about it. And now it's kind of just like, no more. No more. Like literally, you see this? Mars. In the 12th house, this speaks of your enemies, and how it's showing up in her chart is these are people that are supposed to be her friends, her family, people she works with, people she's paid, people she has paid. And she has been quiet for the most part. Maybe she's made a comment here or there because she's human. But for the most part, she hasn't been saying shit. Okay, and we could say that this is because of, I don't know, paperwork she signed, whatever, contracts. That doesn't mean shit at the end of the day. People mess up and slip all the time. I don't care how much medication, pills they were possibly giving her, whatever it was. No. In her chart, it is showing another story here. She knows how to be a diplomat. I mean, she knows how to be sweet. She knows how to be nice. I'm looking at the other zodiac signs and the other house placements that would speak about like being selfish, being having two faces, duality, being super Kylo, stop. Sorry. Super secretive, super selfish, a little bit too dreamy. And it's like, she's not any of these things. We got a really realistic person here. Someone who's very smart and socially polite. And now she's just doing what she wants. The things we're seeing right now, I think, regarding the dancing and the videos, I really don't have much to say on that. I would have to, I don't know, I guess channel it. What does it look like? I would hate to speculate, but, yeah, I'll just leave that there. But yeah, so that's just my 2 cents on it. And yeah, let her do her thing. Fuck it. Yeah, good for her. All right, there we go.